All right, so Libra. Let's see what the cards have to say for you. Ooh. Whoa.
Very interesting. Okay, so the first card up in my row here with Libra is about is a mirror, and is definitely something that's going to give you an opportunity to see something within yourself that maybe you have either avoided or you have seen, but it's really coming up right now to deal with, because we are talking about this full moon energy being in that area of self-worth. Okay, so what I have right next to it is sword and scales with it, which is truth, justice, by the book, integrity, what is fair and square, fair play, legal matters, or just hearing me out and wanting to be
Libra.
heard. Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
scales.
it is the one of Libra.
Okay, well there you go. Sorry, I must say that.
And so right now with your there's something that will be, I feel like there'll be something kind of specific within this full moon that will come up to reflect to you an area in your life that you're going to see more clearly maybe than ever before, whether it's areas that you're either insecure about, or you want to make self-improvement in, or reflection, or maybe something you've even been obsessed a little bit too much about, that will, or in your area of self-love, that will come up, a situation that's going to help you in order to achieve the justice, the what's fair, what is right in that area for yourself. And it is interesting because this, we are talking overall also about other people's money and money owed and personal finances. So I do think it has to do, with many of us, it could be an area of that. And I do have here the Symphony. And the Symphony is a card that does talk about how the interplay of all kinds of people's energies together, and then what creates from that interplay. And so I do think that there will be, or there is something that's coming up in this area of, first of all, that personal self-reflection and your own self-worth, and then how do you, what is your role, or how do you play within this whole, more of a collective kind of thing. And then what I have next is Inventor. So I feel like when you have dealt with, or when you really come face to face with this, what this full moon will show you about in your self-worth, and then what your place is within all of that, and then what justice, really you deserve, you'll come into like an opening up of so much more within you that will allow you to, tap into that creativity, that invention, and you'll be bringing something. Some groundbreaking development is very likely to be kind of around the corner with working through this, whatever this is. And it does bring around some fulfillment in some way. I do think it will be connected to, some area of bringing justice, or what's right and what's due to you in some way, bringing it to fruition. The checkered flag is conclusion, an outcome, completion. Something gets settled that maybe wasn't settled, that felt like it was up in the air before. It's going to be settled. And then also you will be finishing first. Maybe not first like a competition, but just like the way you really want, like what you really truly wanted for yourself, and an achievement in that. And it will bring a feeling of relief as well. And that's what I have for you, Libra. And I might pull a couple more cards, but I'm going to wait and just see what you got there.
Yeah. All right, this is interesting. What's up on the table? What is up for you as we make these shifts? This big, huge shift that is coming is I got the Rider, which means I think that there's going to be some real movement for some of you who have been stuck. All right. There's a green light here. There's a full speed ahead. But before you get to this, sorry, you got some work to do. And this is really the theme of almost all of these readings. It's like, yes, this is where you're going. This is like a fundamental shift that you're making, and I am putting quartz on it to give you that extra boost. On this side of things, we've got a little bit of, we've got the lighthouse. The lighthouse is the warning. Hey, pay attention. There's something going on here that has to happen. Something has to change, okay? Let me see. Sorry about that. I'll turn that sound off. Didn't know that was even on. All right. So this is a warning. This is a call to plot a course of action. To move forward, you have to do something to navigate the situation. So you're getting your warning light. You're getting, hello, this is your lighthouse. This is also a symptom of how you know that lighthouse is there, is we've got the mice. So the mice is talking about the anxiety and the stress, the deterioration, the loss, the nagging you might be experiencing inside of yourself or from an outside source, the worrying, the restlessness. Okay, so these two energies, they're saying this is an issue that we've got to do. Why? This is the clarifier that I pulled, and I actually put a little butterfly on there to try to transform this for you. Unwillingness to a need to step up. Okay, a willingness, a need to step up. Indecision, self-doubt, not learning karmic lessons. We've got a red flag here. We've got something that needs to be done in order to change us to the upright position, which is the judgment card, heeding the call. You want to awaken. You want renewal. You want a life story. You want rebirth. You want to move on with your mission. Right now, you're kind of stuck in this unwillingness. I'm not willing to do what I got to do. I need to step up. I need to do something. All right?
That's where this mirror card comes in. It's like, looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but on the really good side is that when this period of time presses down on you, you may have no choice but to make that shift. It's kind of like that's what the restriction of Saturn is for. And there are people that need a good deal of restriction before they're willing. There's that, how hard do I have to lock you down with masks and in the house and you can't go anywhere before you say, F that, I'm not doing this anymore. I need to break free. That's what the universe is giving to you with the Saturn. But look what we've got on the other side of it. We've got the spring, the new moon, new beginnings. Beautiful card. This is some of your new cards, the dancers. I love them. This is in the second edition. Didn't have those originally. So anyways, this is setting goals and intentions, okay? This is coming alive. This is growth. It's new cycle. It's spring into action. So with this information that's crushing down on you, there's going to be some things that are going to move you. And it's funny because I'm going to read the twin flame card right above it, which is, I'm seeing synchronicities, consciousness, okay? You start to become conscious. You start to work out what things mean. Why is this happening? We also have the sun, all right? The sun is it's the giver of life. It's vitality. It's reason over instinct. It's success, self-realization. And we go on to the Six of Wands, which is congratulations. Right.
The
so
checkered
flag. The checkered flag.
Six of Wands and the checkered flag are very similar.
Right. It's funny because the other, I'm still trying to figure out like what it is that has to happen in order for this change to take place.
I think you have to see it. I think you have to see clearly. You have to be willing to look in the mirror because you have the lighthouse of just kind of like saying, wait, watch out, there's something here you need to look at. You have the...
And I'm so tired and stressed out and worried. And
I'm so tired and stressed out and worried that I don't want to do it. That's the resistance.
Right. That's the resistance.
But you need to. You need to be willing to look in the mirror and see what it is.
And here's another key card from the Twin Flame deck. I'm not giving in to the illusion of fear. This person, these people, you, whoever this is reading is for, there's an illusion of fear. That's what's stopping you. That's what's stopping you from not, moving forward is a fear. And you have to not give in to that fear. You have to really dig deep into what you want.
Something just came to me, which I've actually never done this, but speaking of fear and mirrors, gazing in your own eyes in the mirror.
I've done it.
I have not done it before, and I know that that's fear. A lot of people are afraid to do that because there comes a moment where it's really hard to keep on looking and looking from what I've heard.
I loved it. It was the best experience of my entire life.
I
saw so many different people. I saw all my different people. Like I saw myself flash before me with all these different things. But I also think that when I did it, I was prepared. I had already been through a lot of the, a lot of the healing. You have to go through a lot of healing.
Yeah.
If you're not in a real healed position, then you start to fear what you see in your eyes. But that's it's an incredibly powerful experience. I highly recommend it. So
maybe for someone out there,
that would be very helpful.
Do.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, Libra. All right, we are on to what, Scorpio?
Scorpio. This is in your area of relationships, contracts, enemies, image, self-identity, and personal goals. I think I'll shift decks. Get some from here. So I'm feeling with the cards that came up in front of me, it will be about relationships or perhaps contracts.
I got the rings.
Oh, see? Contracts and relationships.
Yes.
The first card that flew out and was upright was the wolf. So this is the overarching card. It is letting you know that you can have confidence in your inner knowing, trusting your inner knowing, your guidance system within. And it's also about believing in your power and about freedom, resilience, and stamina. So I do feel like some of you have been through a situation or have something coming up in a relationship right now that is very much has been a big challenge in some aspect, and that perhaps you felt a little beat down and weren't quite sure if you could really trust your inner knowing about that because, you know, of how it played out. First card in the spread is the Coffin. And the Coffin is about something that is over. It is the card of death. It's similar to the death card in tarot. It's about loss, being forgotten, discouraged, or even just absent-mindedness, defeated. It's about a breakup, something that's over and done, or feeling down and out. And next to it I have the Lily, which says that it's something that was established in your life for a pretty long time. It's really, Lily is about established. Also, it's about sexuality, longevity, maturity, and it's really developed. I feel like it's something for you has, you know, kind of in a place of inactivity or a feeling of loss or over and done with that was established in your life for a pretty long time. So it's really kind of, you know, shaking you up again, and, you know, likely a relationship of some kind, whether it's a significant other or a friend or family member. It can also be in some cases about money. You know, let's see. Oh, no, that was not money. That was Libra. This is, you know, in something having to do with your self image, your self identity, or your own, the goals. Like maybe you had a goal and, you know, you were working toward that goal for a long time, maybe a job or something like that, because the Lilies is about career. And right now it just feels either that it's over and done, or at least it's on pause. And it's on pause in a way that just feels like nothing is happening. But the good news is on the other side of this, with what you're going through right now, we have the waterfall and the trophy. So, you know, however it is that you get through this current situation or circumstance with this situation, you're going to have overflowing abundance. You're going to have fulfillment. You'll have a release, and you'll have victory, a success. It will be a key experience for you to go through. You will have goals, recognition, and an achievement with that. But the key is that you go into that place of inner knowing and trusting yourself with that. Now I'm going to look at my tarot cards here and see what other, look at that, self-worth. So that's right on here with Scorpio. Is this is an area of your image and your self-identity and your personal goals. And it's about, it's saying you are enough. Stand up for what you deserve. You've been working too hard or for free, or you've undervalued yourself. Mm-hmm. So in the upright position would be like, that's what we want to see. And in fact, we are assured that you're able to turn this around into the, you have what it takes by going within to turn this around into the upright position where you do have that reward for your labor, status, abundance, self-sufficient, sophistication, taking it easy on your own, maturing, and the Lily is about something maturing, and freedom. And you need to go within. Look at that. This was right up underneath the wolf. Trusting your inner knowing, you go within. Of course, that's the answer almost for everything, isn't it?
It really is.
And I do have this, the Champion of Swords, which is like the Knight of Swords, and it's in the reverse position here. It does say there's some impulsiveness here. There's a feeling of missed opportunities and a feeling that things are out of control. And again, the answer for that, to like, you know, we wanted to turn this self-worth card around into the upright position, and that was by going within. Your going within will help you turn this around from feeling like you've missed opportunities to resolve a situation here, and you will be able to achieve that. That's where we have the trophy and the waterfall of really culmination and overflowing abundance and really achieving what it is you desire in those areas.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Scorpio, the major energy of this reading is tandem bicycle. So some of you are really, really like making the transition to working together in partnership, in unison, in equality, in cooperation. And if you think about it, that's some of the hardest things that we ever have to do. We've talked about that a lot because we work together, and collaboration can be really tricky, but it is the key to we are the lone wolf. We are really moving out of the energy of the lone wolf and by ourselves into cooperation and synchronicity with each other. And some of you may be feeling a little bit like helpless and powerless and a little bit trapped and a little bit paralyzed at this time. And it could be because trying to work out some of that energy, it's a very difficult thing sometimes to go into that heavy duty type of partnership without feeling like you're losing something, or you really have to reach out into your own resourcefulness. All right, you really have to reach out and go for the luck and this. Can you help me out? Is there any more else that you see with that card? No? Okay.
You covered it pretty well.
All right. Sorry.
That's fine.
No, and it's interesting because the rings came up, which is all about contracts. So it does seem that some of you are probably having, working towards that, learning how to work in partnership. And there are connection, agreements that are in place. It's the interconnectedness. And sometimes you might be dealing with self-focused energy. So whether that's you or it's other people that you're working to collaborate with, that energy can be a little bit hectic to deal with. And what your objective is, of course, is to turn it around to the Queen of Cups, because the self-focus is the reversal of the Queen of Coins. Sorry, Queen of Coins. Did I say Cups? Yeah. I did, didn't I? I do that all the time. But anyway, so you're wanting to turn that. But listen, it's about business savvy. It's about being prosperous. It's about being nurturing, caring, classy, the consummate hostess. That is part of, this whole thing about collaboration. And so whatever this energy is, it's tending to yourself. Think about it, though. You have to, in order to collaborate, you do have to think of yourself. You can't always be thinking about everybody else, right? And in any kind of collaboration, there's a really good balance there. You have to figure out how to make sure you get your own needs met and still be able to collaborate. And that is probably one of the things that you're working on to make this an upright Queen of Coins. Symphony energy. Getting along with others. So there's so much here that has to do with collaboration or becoming part of a team, all right? That there is an organization for all of that you're trying to do, that there is a co-creation being created that you are a part of. And guess what? The grapes come up, which is all about abundance. This is where your abundance lies, is in this team, which is in this alliance, this partnership. That's where the prosperity comes in. It's where the enjoying the fruits of your labor. So when you have that abundance flowing through you, you've got all of this collective that you're sharing and enjoying things with. And what is here? The Queen of Cups. So we have the Queen of Coins on one side and we have the Queen of Cups on the other, which is all about feeling connected, being in the flow, having that loving energy around you, being in your empathic self, and being creative. Creative idealist is the keyword for this Queen of Cups. So It does look like that's a lot about what you're working on right now, is establishing that structure of the partnership and stuff. You got to figure out how to have some self-focus so that you can do all that. Twin flame cards. I think you're beautiful inside and out. I see the light that radiates within you. I think that addresses what you were talking about, the self-image. And that union is an energy, not a physical construct. To me, that says we have to think more about union, like when we're talking about collaborations and teamwork and co-creation and things of that nature. It is a physical energy. It's a one energy working towards all. And it doesn't mean we're physically with people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that kind of physical. It's an energetic structure. So
the one thing I just wanted to bring out with the rings and the fish, because this is Scorpio talking about what's going on in relationships or contracts in your life. So very much could be either, whether it's a relationship, actually, a lover kind of relationship or some other type of relationship. But that fish is about being stuck and caught. And then the rings are the contract. And so right now we're in the full moon energy with this moon in Scorpio and the sun in Taurus and all the other planets and where they're playing out, like we said in our intro, where it's giving you that energy and that support for changing and shifting, either within that same contract or even getting out of it right now, regardless of like whatever is on your path for you to do. And I just go back again with the, your white wolf inner knowing and going within to find that inner knowing to resolve all of whatever might be coming up around it.
Yep.
And then you've got your goals and you've got the success for it. So
yeah, I actually, it's so funny that you should say that, because that was there and it like didn't ever get spoken. And thank you for getting that.
All right.
Okay, so we are on to
Sagittarius. Okay, so I'm a Scorpio. She's a Sagittarius.
Yeah,
so we just did mine. Now we're doing hers.
Now we're done. Oh my gosh, let's see what.
Which deck do you want? You want to switch again?
Yeah. Yep, there you go. We just play tradesies.
So Sagittarius is an area of work, service.
Oh, brother.
Health.
Really?
Retreats, secrets, and self-undoing.
Oh my God, please. No, but that is right where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
The work.
Yeah. And the health.
The health.
Focusing on your health right now.
Oh my Lord.
Well, the center card for Sagittarius here is the 8 of Scorpio, which is the empty nest. And the thing that jumped out about me is cycle completion. And we have the full moon, and, full moon is about a cycle completion. And it also, allows for endings as well as beginnings. And it's also about making adjustments to a new life that's unfolding, for you. So that's kind of the theme here for my reading. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Self-worth is coming up again. So the other cards that I've got here are the Pearl and then Spilled Milk. So the Pearl is about opening up and your emotional force. It's gaining wisdom through experience. Now, the spilled milk. So this is just a little story here. I remember at some point, maybe even about my early 20s or so, that I finally started kind of getting it that, like if I would just slow down a little bit and there wouldn't be as many accidents, like dropping things, breaking things, spilling things, and just, like once you spill it, you gotta clean it up. And it caused me to slow down a little bit. You know me, I'm kind of fast.
Yes, she moves very quickly.
I like a process for things. I was literally raised with this ideology that the faster you can get something done, the better, but also to do it well. And so it's always about finding a process or whatever. But somewhere along the way, I did learn that sometimes you do need to slow down. But what I mean by this is that was a gained experience. I gained wisdom through the experience. So I spilled things too many times, and then finally I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What can I do? Because I hate cleaning up a mess. And so it did make me slow down. I make fewer messes now than I used to because of that. So that's where this Pearl comes in, about gaining wisdom through this experience. So right now you might be feeling like, oh, spilled milk. The saying about not crying over it is really, of course, apropos, as well as I feel like kind of the glass being half full or half empty. So you might spill the glass, but you rescue it just in time. You still have half of it there. Well, at least I didn't spill all of it.
Exactly.
Looking at it differently.
Right.
So I feel like there'll be some of that. For whatever some of you are facing right now, you can gain, like you got to just shift that perspective on it from being it's spilled milk that I'm crying over to, wait a minute, I can learn something from the experience. And it does feel like with a lot of you will have to do with something that you feel like you feel like there's a vacuum in your life in some way because something moved on or out, like whether it was a project you were working on and now it's over and how do I fill my time? It might be something more simple like that, or it might be a relationship or a person or some other situation that is not the same anymore. Like your kids, even if they haven't moved out of the house, but they're growing up and they've changed so much, they feel like a different person. And you're like, where's that, sweet little 8-year-old or 5-year-old I used to have and now they're 16, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Could be many different things. And that is causing some tension. I've got the slingshot here. So the spilled milk situation has been causing some tension, whatever that spilled milk is for you. And I do get, there's some stress there. You feel like you've been pulled in opposite directions. But the good thing about the slingshot is that it's that beginning of change. So like you might feel like you're being pulled in opposite directions, but it's also setting you up for, aiming for something new. And then when that gets let go, you have this trajectory and this, power to move in a new direction. So again, whether that's about your health or whatever areas you're working on right now, and it's this, you might feel like you've been pulled in opposite directions, but you also can kind of shift that energy into, okay, I'm going to work with these forces.
Right.
Ready, aim, fire. Let's go ahead and since I'm being stretched anyway, let's, change that direction. And that's where we get into the convertible, which is about like realizing that, okay, I'm getting pulled in opposite directions here, but I still have options here. Mm-hmm. I still have free will choice. I can still direct where this goes. I can still change where this is pointing here and use that energy to shift something very, in a very big way. So that's what's really great to see that. Now with the tarot cards that I pulled, I got self-worth that came up. It's the 9 of coins in reverse position. And it does say, it reminds you that you are enough. Stand up for what you deserve. You are working too hard for free, whether it's for actual money or in a relationship or where you're not getting a return. Stand up for yourself. You are undervaluing yourself and you are worth so much more. And we have the Ace of Wands here, which is all about that fire and that passion and what you are worth. And it's also we have here a ruby engagement ring, so it could be actual engagement for someone. Attraction, chemistry, a new passion for life, just going for it. And I do have something here. It's the reverse, the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords in the upright is kind of a little bit of a nasty card. Not really a card I want to I like it in the reverse position. Right, so if you've had a situation in your life that was like a 5 of Swords where someone was stabbing you in the back or hostility and that kind of thing, I do feel like the energy is shifting for you right now into a better situation where, in fact, it says shifting the energy, making amends, variety, change it. So we have the convertible, change things around, adaptable, do it differently. Again, you can just, take the top down and try driving with the top down and just seeing what happens to your hair. And then embrace the change and whatever surprises life has for you, just embrace them. It's like the spilled milk. You can be angry about it and frustrated and mad, or you can, learn from the spilled milk in order to, change and shift the energy around that. So that's what I have.
There's 2 things I thought of is when she talked about the convertible. I used to have a windscreen on my BMW when I had my BMW, and I loved it because I could drive with the top down and it didn't blow my hair. Oh. The other thing I was thinking of is when you said ready, aim, fire. Uh-huh. Sagittarius are well known for ready, fire, aim. And so I was thinking, yeah, that's me. I'm like, okay, Sagittarius, including me. And this is it's really interesting to get a reading that I can see is really for me and hopefully for you as well. The theme of all of this shift that's taking place right now is lift out of negativity. Lightness of being, okay? Being present and in the moment. You are resilient. You are sweet goodness. You are the lightness of being, and this is where you're aiming to be, okay? If you're not there now, you are on your way because these Saturn restrictions and things, this is what it is teaching you how to do. It's teaching you to make a choice to be present and make a choice to lift out of negativity because it is a choice, but it takes consciousness. The lighthouse gives you the warning. Hey, you're going into negativity. You need to lift out of it. All right. There's an obstacle here. If there's an obstacle, you just need to take a step to plan a course of action and navigate past it using tact and diplomacy. You can do it. All right. There is the fox energy around you. Okay. That fox energy, no matter how it manifests for you, something's not right. Okay. That you instinctively can tell, there's something deceit going on. It's kind of a sly energy. It's kind of crafty, sleight of hand. And you're smart enough to know it's there. All right. The lighthouse is giving you that. The tendency is to go into the Nine of Swords energy, which is a powerless kind of energy. So it's like worrying, being hopeless, having dark thoughts, mental illness, guilt. And especially if you're under a lot of pressure like I've been, there's a lot of anguish that goes along with that feeling of negativity because there's so much pounding on you. But guess what? In this energy, you get the phoenix. The phoenix is going to help push you out of that. It's a conscious choice, though. You have to recognize, wow, negativity, not want to be there. And you rise up from the ashes and you have that total transformation.
That's that full moon and Scorpio energy right there.
There you go. And the complete renewal. So this is really, really a great time, but to remind yourself that your goal is to lift out of the negativity. Okay, so on the other side, we have the man. All right, this can be a physical man, or it could be the masculine you, or it could be just either a spouse, a love interest, your masculine energy. We're talking about that masculine energy. All right, we need this energy is paired basically with the magnifying glass. So we need to take a look at this masculine energy. In my case, I'm feeling that that's really what it is, whether that represents a person or not. It's that intense masculine energy, which is the driving energy. It's the energy that pushes you to keep going and keep going. And if you're out of balance and you don't have the feminine energy quite in balance, you can literally push yourself into a negative position because you're always trying to make yourself go faster, harder, be smarter, try to accomplish more and more and more. We need to take a look at that energy. The magnifying glass asks you to say, hey, wait a minute. Is this really necessary? Is this something that we really have to do? Because maybe if we, try to focus on ridding ourselves of the negativity and we start saying, let me enjoy being present in this moment, then we can look at it more and transform it more into the Eight of Cups energy. All right, the Eight of Cups energy is more about mastery. It's about achievement. It is committed work. It is, dedication to your craft.
Eight of coins.
What did I say?
Cups.
Oh my gosh, I can never. It's because I'm used to seeing eight of.
And the C is confusing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, what's the C? What's the coins? Pentacles.
Yeah.
See, yeah, and see, I see C, and I say cups.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. It's like the fourth time. Thank God I'm sitting here with the creator of the cards who can help me remember, read. She's helping me read. But anyways, it is that pentacle energy, the coins. It is about dedication to the craft. This is what it means to lift out of negativity and be present. It's getting more into your mastery and into your craft.
And that's very grounded too.
Yes, exactly. It is. It's very grounded. It's very prosperous energy. The eight, eight is also the infinity, the go with the flow. The twin flame card that came up is the universe brought us together for a reason. I'm discovering what those reasons are. Okay? That right there is, for me personally, is more about the discovering of why I'm here. It's more of why I'm here together with my higher self and myself. Why are we here? It almost feels like, for me, especially in this time, is to lift out of negativity. It's so easy to be negative when you're constantly bombarded with everything that's happening right now and you're conscious and awake of it. The other thing is, give me time to explore this aspect so I can be, I want to say, it says a strong spiritual partner for you. Well, it's almost like so that I can be a strong spiritual partner for myself, so that I can be in that lifting out of the negativity. That aspect is the driving energy and coming more into alignment, I would say, with the negative, with the masculine and feminine energies. And then that takes you to the Phoenix energy, that total transformation. So those energies are at play.
Good stuff.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
All right.
Let's go to the
So
next
we
one.
are now on to Capricorn, right?
Yep.
Okay, Cappies.
Let's take a look at Capricorn here. We've got this full moon hitting you in the area of children, creativity, romance, friends, groups, and society.
Okay. We just automatically shift cards. I love how we have our set like right next to each other, so we really are sitting here, but we're not like crowded into one.
Onto one camera.
Exactly.
Oh, and looking closer. The center card for Capricorn here is the Scythe. The Scythe is about things that are being cut out or going to be cut suddenly, unexpectedly. But there is also, like, there's a part of it that can be painful, like ripping off the Band-Aid. But, you know, it also, like, you just have to do it quickly and get it over with. It isn't so bad in the long run, usually. And it's also about something that's being harvested or liberated in your life. So, you know, for some of you, this is not a bad thing at all. It's actually a very welcome and a relief. If you ever have like a sliver or a splinter in your finger and you finally you get it pulled out, it feels so much better when it's out. So there is that. There's kind of that, just a reminder there that sometimes it might hurt, you know, more when it's in than when it's taken away. So whatever that is, I did have the Man card come out as well. So it might be, this is either you or somebody you're dealing with. Just read that, you know, how that might apply. Now, the Scythe is pointing toward these two cards here. So this is letting us know this is what we're going to be looking at for what gets cut away, or the sudden, you know, maybe something, a reckoning of some kind, that shock or surprise in an area for you. And we've got the light bulb along with it. So it's like, to me, for a lot of you, this is going to be a big, like that shock or whatever that comes in suddenly and kind of out of nowhere is going to be this epiphany for some of you. And that epiphany is going to help you deal with something that you'll be able to cut out, that you're not, you know, wanting, that's not serving you. So it's like a recognition, like you come into a room that's completely dark, you turn on the switch, and it just instantly is bright, and that's that aha. And so that's a breakthrough. There's a reveal, a realization or enlightenment, illumination, an epiphany. But it has definitely to do with the mind. And also we think of, even though this is not a tarot card, a Scythe is like a sword. So it's kind of like that thoughts type of a thing as well. Or the mind, the intellect you're dealing with here. So what is it about? Well, it's going to be something that has to do with squirrel energy. And the squirrel energy is very energetic, but it's also secretive. And they hide nuts in all kinds of places. They're also very vocal and very loud. They give a lot of lip service. They're scolding, and there can be miscommunication. They represent miscommunication. Squirrels are also prepared for anything, so you need to be prepared, because whatever it is you're dealing with, they're also very prepared. I have this kind of sense that, you know, with those of you that have an epiphany here, it's kind of like you're the one that finally got it, and they've been knowing it all along. They're like,
that's why it's fun.
Yeah, but when you get it and you realize what's really going on with you and this other person, whether this is you or whether it's the other person, you're going to be like, aha, I see you now. I get it. I know what's going on here. You, like the story you were telling me, this is not really, you know, this is miscommunication or something. It's not what's been going, you know, not what I thought it was. So I'm getting it and I see it now. And then they can no longer, you know, they can't hurt you or they can't affect you, even if it's not that they've been hurting you. But, you know, the Scythe does have to do with some kind of uncomfortable thing. You're going to, I feel like it's more that you are going to be the one that rips that Band-Aid off. And you're like, nope, no more. I'm done with that. I saw, I understood. And that's also just kind of echoing that on the other side of the spread. You know, you will get more information. You will get the details are going to come out, because that's what Scorpio is all about. The full moon Scorpio is revealing that which was hidden. in the deep depths, and they were hiding things. They were hiding things for some time, and it's going to be revealed. You're going to have the epiphany. You're going to see more of that illumination we have with the firefly as well. Now the firefly also says it's someone very exceptional, creative spark, fire, soul spark, and self-discovery. So through this whole process, I feel like this is you rising up from that when it's all finished. And you're going to have, because you had the epiphany, the understanding, and then you're going to be dealing with it in a way that is, really going to say, nope, no more of that, I'm done. And then you will rise up as that firefly, that's someone very exceptional. And I think that's all I have to say about that. But I think I forgot to read. No, I did already. I read it. So this could be, for many of you, something to do with children, romance, family, friends, groups, society. So I do feel very people-oriented for most of you out there.
This is very interesting for you Capricorns. The main card is fairy tale. Believe the impossible. I do believe that some of you are about ready to go into that period of time. If you're at that space where you're ready for it, but the energies that we've got pressing down is pushing you in that direction. That has to do with romantic endings. I do believe that there is some romance here in these cards, but it also could have to do with your calling. So, romantic endings to a story, a happily ever after, the magic, the hope, all of those things that come along with this fairy tale unicorn. 2 cards over here came out, the Train and the Pioneer. So you can imagine, it's just so funny because it's like the good old days and then the steam trains. And It's all about movement, moving on. The train, let's look at that first, it's going forward. It's a steady climb, which is interesting for a Capricorn. It's just keep going on that steady track, keep going, and you're going to get to your destination. On your life's journey, you are moving on from certain circumstances or a certain place of focus, like a certain place of being. But what comes with that is the pioneer. All right, that's what it's the pioneer. I always call it the wagon because it is a wagon, but it really is the pioneer. It's about trailblazing. It is about going into territory. It is about being part of a team, people who have got your back or got your six. Unflappable courage, and it's a long journey, destination or bust. You're going for it. Whatever it is, you're going for it. And look at this, 8 of Wands. Things are taking off.
So we have planes, trains, and automobiles. They're only
wagons,
God. Trains, and planes.
Yeah. So seriously, onward and upward. We are moving forward. Communication, in alignment, travel, air travel. Now, I'm going to cover the Twin Flame card in a minute, but what's interesting is there's also the Mirror and the Cabin, okay? The Mirror and the Cabin is sort of symbolic of that Capricorn energy that tends to be more, to oneself, a little bit more reserved, a little bit more keeping to oneself. The Mirror is looking at, self-improvement. I want to say taking a look at oneself, taking a look at yourself with self-love, with appreciation. There are some negative words on this with the insecurity. I guess, but that's not really what's coming to me. It's not really so much about a negative thing. I feel it's almost like that, like you said, that exercise of looking in the mirror. That might be an indication that might be an exercise that would be really good for you. Sitting down and looking at yourself in the mirror and letting you see what washes over you. It's introspection. It's more facing yourself is the energy I'm getting off of this card. And the Cabin is a lonely, detached, go within, quarantine, segregate, separate yourself off. In order for you to literally move forward and do all this, you really need that time. You really need... With the energies that are going to be pressing down, you're really going to need that self-reflection time. So that is a natural inclination, I think, for Capricorns anyways. So, but what we come out with on this end is 6 of Coins, which is the balance. So we've got some balance here. Did I get the coins right? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And that is, yeah, it's more about the equality, the equal give and take. And you know, when I said the relationship, I'll tell you what I see. The fairy tale came out with another card that I want to show you from the twin flame. Separated or together, we are working in tandem with each other. What I want to say for those of you Capricorns who have not found that special someone, that person's there for you. They're there. They're not in your presence right now, but they are working in tandem with the energies. They're there, and you can probably sense and feel them in that place. And I do believe the unicorns and rainbows come in with that. Now, you're projecting your own fears and limitations. Go within to understand that you're seeing yourself. Again, this is the mirror. Mm-hmm. It's and it is a mirror's card.
And the cabin, going within.
Right. It is about going within, and so any kind of adjustments that need to be made is going to happen if you're looking at yourself in the mirror. You know, you can either do it figuratively or literally. It literally works. But anyways, is there anything else that you see?
No.
Okay.
Looks good.
All right.
Next one, Aquarius.
Aquarius.
So we're going to see where Aquarius is going to be affected by this full moon. And what area it hits you at is home, family, the past, career, status, and responsibilities. Okay. So what's interesting is, you know, we're in the second sign of the season, so all of these are going to be just like one sign off. That would be like a Capricorn type of energy is where it hits Aquarius. All right, I'm going to pull some of these
like
too.
This was this one. All right. Now we're on what sign are we on?
We're on Aquarius.
Okay.
So the first thing that I have here in the center of my reading is the slingshot. It's the theme for this reading. So in an area having to do with your home, your family, or the past, so it could be past lives also coming up, or also could be career or status, you do have some tension and strain. Also, it's about something that can happen kind of sudden, like you pull it and then let it go. It's very fast. So it could be that whatever this is something that, you know, the strain and the tension have been building up for a really long time, but when it releases, it'll just be done and gone, like really fast. And something will be set in motion here. Some of you feel like you're being pulled in opposite directions. So let's take a look a little bit more about what that might look like, and what are some things that we can gain from this experience. With whatever it is, whatever comes to your mind with this tension, there's two things here that are kind of like the key to understanding why you're walking through it or how to get through it. One is the Pearl, which is the one of Cancer, and it is emotional force and opening up. You'll gain wisdom through this experience. It's about honesty, intuition, perception, loyalty, the moon. So right now we have the moon in Scorpio, so that's going to be affecting very much. That's what we're here, you know, talking about is how are this moon affecting you. It's things that are hidden. So it could even also be that there's some strain or something that you're not fully aware of. I have a lot of neck problems here anyway, and it's like all the time, if I'm like, I can be on the verge of like it, you know, having a crank and suddenly I have the pain, and then it goes away. But it's like it's always just under the surface at any moment. It doesn't take much, and then I have that pain again. That's what I mean by this. It's like it's just underneath the surface, but the tension is already there. So you might not be aware of it at the moment, but something with this moon may bring it forward, and suddenly there it is for you to deal with. But when that hidden thing is brought to the surface, that tension or that strain, then it allows you to deal with it. This is a character developing kind of situation. And it will end up, the Still is the next card up next to it. And the Still is about refinement and like getting the very best out of something. So like this is actually specifically an essential oil type of a Still. But whether it's spirits or whatever, you're literally taking a lot of product and just bringing it down and filtering it out till you have the most pure, the purest part of it. And so this will fine tunes, concentrates, it develops over time, but it will purify and, open up with that pearl. Like there's something really good in it. So it might feel like it's just a bunch of tension or strain, but there's something good in it. As far as how to deal with the situation, like we kind of got like what it's going to do for you, but how to deal with it, I feel is over here. We have the dice, which does say, take a risk, roll with it. The outcome may be uncertain, but sometimes you just have to play the game and just let whatever happens next happen. Because if you just stay in this place of the tension and don't ever let it go, like just release it. That's that roll of the dice. Just do it. You might think you're, you've got this slingshot thing and you're aiming it or whatever. And again, this is likely a family situation or with some people. But when you finally just say, you know what, I'm just gonna have to roll the dice with this. I have to make a move of some kind, and we'll just let's see what comes of it. And then we get the union of opposites, which is the eclipse. So I feel like this is like what brings it all around, and you're going to end up having, you got to make the roll, let go of the slingshot, and then let whatever comes, let it come. And it will, through that process of it, end up bringing this to, what you need to get out of it. You might have a temporary block. It might be overshadowed. There might be a loss of power and a sudden darkness with that eclipse, but then it will be revealed. And then you'll get the goodness from it. So you're just going to have to let it go. Make that roll. Just make the move. And I have the King of Wands in reverse, which does say unpredictable and a bit ruthless, perhaps. You might be dealing with someone who's a King of Wands energy in reverse, and that could be that tension and that strain for you. But it also might be that the King of Wands here is that unpredictable that just is like, you know what, you're just going to just make that roll. I have the Messenger of Coins, which does say setting goals, being grounded. You do have great prospects here. Study of magic, work hard. There is good news coming, and there is ambition here. You're really truly laying a foundation for something that's good that's coming. Mm-hmm. And then the moon comes up, so I do have, we are talking about the full moon here, so these are moon energies about the subconscious mind and intuition. All of those kinds of things are, maybe in play here, but I do feel like the real key here is just to let the slingshot go, roll the dice, and whatever comes of it is going to be a good thing for you, because it will bring you all of that goodness of opening up and of refining and developing. Okay, that's it.
Okay. This one is, let's see here. All right, Aquarius. First card in the central card that I got, and I've been contemplating whether these cards are placed in the right position, and I may make some tweaks and adjustments because my heart's telling me something's not quite right with the positioning of the cards. But we do have a church here, which is about the old dogmatic belief systems. And again, to me, the church kind of represents this imposing energy, the energy that we're...
Doesn't it say family, also family values?
Yeah, it's family values. It has marriage. It does have collective consciousness, but the energy that's coming off of this for me is about an imposed belief structure. And that is that Uranus energy that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And I feel like for some of you this is, but again, what I'm feeling, and this is, okay, I'm just going to go with what I'm given here. This is some of you, okay? This is some of you. Some of you are struggling with this, and this is what you're going to be working on and shifting throughout this thing. We've got some of you that are working on a twin flame connection. Okay, so this is why I was having a hard time grabbing this, because we've got two different energies going on for the same reading. So I'm going to try to let's talk first about if you are a person who's dealing with your belief systems, the belief systems that are being dismantled. We've got the Tower card out here, and the Tower card is this Saturn energy that's pressing down on you, that is literally going to help you have unexpected shift. That's all I can say is that there's stuff coming that's going to do that for you. And as part of that, you're going to go into a little bit of a happier place, because as long as you have all of those restrictions on you, this is the clover. And the clover is more about a reward, a good fortune, a luck, a happy coincidence. It puts you into a higher vibrational state. That's for some of the pushing of that. Now I want to go and switch because I really felt like there was someone that needs to hear that. And now we're going to go into the Twin Flames as the central card because most of the cards have to do with that. So I'm just going with what I'm given. So the Twin Flame card, you're still dealing with this dogma, religion, and all of this stuff. There are some of you that are literally in limbo when it comes to the Twin Flame connection. I've got the in limbo card. All right. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of passion and chemistry, okay, with the fireworks. A super duper attraction, physical attraction. But this in limbo, being dishonest with the self, being dishonest with others, staying in situations for the wrong reasons. We've got some of you or some of your twins that are doing this. And the other energy that's affecting this is words have hurt me in the past, and that's why I fear talking to you. So there's some real energy here that is being worked on. I feel in the Saturn, you know, in these squares is really pushing some of this stuff up. However, you know, we go back over, okay, and there's the Tower for that, pushing up something that's going to help create some catalyst. It could be an event, like a shocking event. It could be something that's revealed. It could be someone has a divorce. It could be someone that has bankruptcy, chaos, whatever it is. This card is kind of like out of limbo. So they're like on two sides of the spectrum. We got to have something happen to get you shook out of limbo. Again, this relationship is very sexual. I mean, this person is saying basically, I daydream about you. Sometimes it's sexual, and sometimes I visualize that we're just our future selves together. So yeah, that's what you guys, some of you guys have got going on. I'd say that that's probably the majority. But the ring does talk about closure. Okay, the ring talks about partnership. It talks about closure. It talks about bonds. In other words, I do believe that there is, with this being the main theme that you're working on, that there's movement in this area. There's movement towards this partnership, this alliance that you have together, this promise that you have for each other. But someone's got to get over some of this, past hurts, past fear. We've got this principle dogma, marriage, stay in your marriage kind of thing, and I'm not going to do anything about it. So hopefully the Tower card is going to give you a little bit of push in that area.
As well as this full moon in Scorpio.
Yeah, right.
And
I know.
energies.
I know. I just keep talking about the whatever's pushing up the stuff because that's how I feel. I mean, like that's how I'm actually feeling the energies is being pushed to experience, and I'm sure the full moon energies that are coming up on us are just going to intensify everything. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, so Pisces, let's go ahead and take a look at how this full moon is hitting in what area of your chart. It's mostly going to be touching on communication, neighbors, siblings, the local neighborhood, also travel, study, and exploration.
Okay. All right.
See what comes up more specifically, if it brings up any of those areas. Oh, well, we got travel and communication in this card right here, the center card.
Wow.
The Rider. Movement, travel, messenger, news, a visitor, a delivery, goals, green light, progress, full speed ahead. Okay, I'm going to pull one more because I did get a Zodiac card and I wanted. So the Zodiac card I got was a Gemini, so some of you may be dealing with a Gemini here. And I do feel that, this still though is talking about communication because Gemini is the planet of communication. and talkative, and so communication is really strong in this one for sure. So again, going back to the full moon energies of Scorpio and full moon, it's very disruptive. It's got that, shake things up. And with the all of the energies over here with the sun in Taurus, it's going to be, really earth shattering, earth shaking. And we have Pluto that's going to come in there and cause us all to shake out. And so if you have an area in your life that feels like it's been stuck in the past, I feel like it's going to, regarding communication or connections with other people, you're going to have some shifts in that. The card that comes up on the left-hand side of my spread is the Falcon and the Diamond Ring. The Diamond Ring, of course, is very much about a proposal or engagement, but it can also just be about an agreement or taking something to the next level. So maybe not necessarily a proposal or marriage for some of you, but maybe just moving up in a level, in a connection with someone. In fact, we have the Falcon that does talk about rising up. So moving up, I do feel like there's something there. There's also a statement of intent. So I feel like I'm being guided to say that your words, be really careful of your words. Watch your words, because like what you state is your intent will come back to you. And the Falcon is also about strategy, skill, focus, and a transition and changes. So we really there's going to be some changes regarding some kind of connection for you that this ring represents, whatever comes up for you in that sense. There is something over here that I think needs a little bit of attention. We have the snake and we have the crow. So you do have news and information, communication coming in, and one side of it seems really positive, but with the ring and the Falcon. But the other side does say there could be some kind of betrayal or deception that may be kind of like on the wings of crow is on the wings here for you as well. But the crow reminds you that you do, first of all, have magical power, and you are a clever problem solver. So if something like this comes up for you, and for some reason, I'm not really feeling like these are connected for most people. It's like this is just something else. We've got news. So you got news and information coming in. You're going to have communication. On one side, it's going to be more about this, one situation. On the other, you've got this kind of situation. I feel like it's just coming up to tell you to kind of be on your toes and be on the watch out. And just remember that when you have that thing come up, whatever, most likely a relationship of some kind, because that's the area that this is hitting your in your chart. And again, it was with like neighbors, family, friends, the local neighborhood even. And it even just could be like what's going on in the community. There's toxic things happening in our world right now. So it could even just be about that, and how, to deal with that for yourself. Go into your remembering and your knowing. And it does say a new event are happening. So this really truly could be about something happening in world events that this snake is there coming up as. And you do have, be observant. That's another thing. The crow is observant and has very magical power. So just remember that you do have the ability to shift things very, very strongly. You have that ability within you. So that's what I've got for Pisces.
And mine goes right along with that, really. All right, so the main energy is new beginnings. It's the baby. Okay, it's a new phase. We're looking at a new phase for you. I can see ahead. Hang on a second. All right, so this is a rapid growth period for you. New beginnings, like we just said, and it's actually leading you to the Queen of Coins. Okay, so you're going from the baby to the Queen of Coins. So that is really, I want to say it's really rapid growth. Okay, during this period of time, there is a situation you're being warned about. It's a little bit of instability and trouble ahead. Okay, so you're getting a little bit of lighthouse energy, this could take a little bit of time. It's a storm brewing right next to the handcuffs. So there's something that you're breaking free of. You're in the process of breaking free of. But we also have the Fortress right next to it. It means you have the staying power to do it. You can do this. You just have to remember how strong you are. You're ready for anything. You have the true grit. You have what it takes. And so any of these feelings that have left you feeling a little bit powerless or incapacitated, or, you know, I want to say you're feeling that need to break free. There's that energy again that's pushing up the need from restriction to become free. And any storm that's brewing, the trouble ahead is all for the benefit of you getting to that, I've got the staying power to do this. On the other side of things will look a lot lighter. Okay, so you've got yoga. So one of the things, like in every other situation, going inward, going into to contemplate more often, to take time to relax, to take time to take breaks, get your alone time, spend reflection time, get rest. All of that, you know, is going to recharge you and give you the grounding and the centering that you need, because you've got a rainbow as well. All right. So the rainbow is, again, the promise of good luck. It's manifesting. It's everything showing up in perfect timing. It's your wish being granted. It's what happens when patience pays off. So, you know, we're looking at a good transformation from this energy to the other. And Messenger of Coins means we're laying a foundation for something that's going to be much stronger for you in the future. So, you know, this is hard work, but it is really, really good news. It is about the prospects of good things happening to you. Again, baby to the Queen of Coins. And so whatever it is that you're having to get released from, you find yourself, the Queen of Coins is the business savvy, the prosperous, the grounded, the social butterfly, the nurturing. So from baby to that's just like instantaneous transformation. I'll just give you a quick, the twin flame cards is your inner child needs to come first. In this reading is how I would take this. And there's that yoga. I almost want to switch these around. I just want to switch those. And the other is all about growth. I miss you. Let's stop running away. You miss yourself. You miss that centered, amazing, beautiful person that is not allowing themselves to be in those handcuffs. Let's stop. Let's get to that place where I'm with you again. So that's what I get.
Thank you guys so much for joining us, watching this video. And we are going to be trying to get on, I would say, once or twice a month and get more readings like this out. Yeah. Again, it's just because we love doing readings, but we also want to show people, how to use the Intuit Oracle family of cards. We right now currently have 4 different decks. One of them is in pre-sale. The Intuit Twin Flame Oracle is not yet printed, but it will be soon. So
I say it's at the printers right now, and it's going to be available, we're hoping, in June.
Yeah, we're hoping to get this one out early.
We've got in pre-sale right now because they're going quick. So if you really have, if those cards resonate with you, you'll want to do a pre-order on them, because we always print based on the number of Kickstarter, what our capacity is. We've got a great demand for the deck. So we are in our growing stage, and we do what we can to print as many decks as we can to get them out there. But, there is a limited quantity here with the amount that we're, able to print. So the other thing is I think we mentioned already that we have the Zodiac 108 is just come out of print. It has started shipping, and the new Intuit Oracle 2nd edition, believe it or not, we have not had that deck in stock since the end of July last year. These decks are in demand. So if that is one that you've been wanting, you better get it now.
Yeah.
Because that is like our flagship deck. There's the other thing, we are going to start doing more videos trying to show like the differences between our cards. I am going to be doing some videos on twin flames and things of that nature, because that's my background and everything. So we've got a lot more videos coming. We appreciate that you guys took time to spend this time with us. And anything else?
No.
All right. So we'll just say goodbye for now, and we will see you next time.
Bye.